I can't really do it anymore.
That could be a good replacement for lip
You seem like you would have slayed it in like the parking garage beatbox circles, honestly.
I used to.
Just
that
like
was
but how you look.
I was in an a cappella group actually when I was in high school.
Really?
And I was the beatboxer.
That makes sense, actually. What's up? You're watching Hivemind. We're back with another interview, and our guest today might be a familiar face for you.
Let's hope so.
We've got rapper, singer, producer RiverKinn.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
Happy to
how
be
you
here
doing today?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be in Detroit. I'm excited to be here with you guys. It's it was touch and go last night for me a little bit. I got a little twisted, but we're here. We're here now.
The
we
White
made
Claws
it.
got to him.
Yeah, the claw.
Know?
The claw.
But we resurrected him, so
Yeah,
here we are.
we're back. Lots of water today.
Yeah, for sure. All right. First question. You have an album coming out May 31st. If that's in the past, go listen to it. If it's in the future, look forward to it.
Wait patiently.
The Mansion in My Nightmare.
Yes.
Tell us, what is it about? Where does it find you?
Okay, so I wanted to do a project. A lot of my previous projects have had kind of an amalgamation of styles. Like there's, you get a rap song and then you get a screaming song, and then you get a singing song. And, I mixed all them together in one full project type thing.
Yeah.
I have kind of this idea now that I'm trying to focus my projects a little bit more. So like the style of it, I just dropped that single thread,
yeah.
and it's all going to be in that vein of,
Awesome.
of the style. But the concept behind the name is I have, for as long as I can remember, had these recurring dreams. And I have like a dream world in my dreams with different locations, and I've like traveled between them. Like I could draw a map out of like my dream land when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And there's this one hill, and it's always nighttime when I'm there, and there's this like old dilapidated, kind of looks like a plantation house, like a big mansion.
Okay.
And it's all like abandoned, run down, beams hanging off like boarded up windows and shit.
That's sweet.
And I've only been inside of it once. I always go in my dreams, but I can never go inside for some reason. And the one time that I have gone inside, I was inside, and I could feel like I wasn't supposed to be there. I could feel like I was looking for something, but in a dream, obviously, everything's kind of fucking weird. You're not really conscious of all your thoughts and emotions in a dream. So I was just kind of like confused, and I knew that there was this like an overbearing, like, I'm looking for something. I'm not supposed to be here. Like, what is this happening? And that night, the only night I've ever dreamt that I was in the mansion, my ex, who was my girlfriend at the time, had the exact same dream, but from her perspective. Like I when I walked into the mansion, I saw her there, and she, like, without knowing, the same night had the dream from her perspective. Like she said, I was in this fucking weird old house, and you came in, and
Damn, that's
like,
spooky.
Yeah,
That is so intense.
So the concept of the album, like I did with the Fox with Cloven Hooves and had the skits, and like there was a sort of a overarching storyline throughout it that kind of ties all the music together thematically. That's like the theme, and I still have to write them, but somehow that storyline of that is going to be the basis of like the storyline for the album.
Gotcha.
I can't wait to see music videos for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. I'm going to have to find fucking a house that looks like it for real.
Yeah.
Stay in Detroit a little longer.
That might be it. That does lead to my next question, though. On the Fox with Cloven Hooves, those little narrations, those skits, that's your voice?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Because the first time I listened to it, I didn't know you as well. And I didn't know that it was your voice. And I was like, man, they hired someone who's like really intense. Like,
Oh, I'm glad you guys feel that way.
No,
I was
I
was so
know.
skep about even putting skits on it, because A, I've never done it before. B, most people don't really do that anymore.
Right.
And it's one thing to have a speaking voice or a singing voice or a rapping voice or whatever, but your reading voice or like a storytelling voice is very different.
it's vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. Very vulnerable. And especially like it being this sort of introspective, pretty dark
Dramatic
story.
too.
Yeah, very dramatic.
Yeah.
I was like still kind of on the edge or on the fence, I guess, about whether or not I wanted to even put the skits in there. But at this point, I'm so glad I did, because it really, I think, solidified that album as like a different kind of project.
Different.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
absolutely.
did too. I felt that way too. I felt like it was like, wow, somebody worked really hard to tell this story.
Yeah, well, and like all the sound design and everything, like you can hear like the footsteps and you can hear like
It's like the spooky podcast feel. you know?
Yeah.
exactly. And I wanted to go for sort of like the audio book or like
Right.
watching a movie without the screen on type thing.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Did you ever play around with the idea of having someone else voice it, or was it always going to be either you or nothing?
It was always going to be me. I initially was going to do it in a British accent.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I was initially going to read it
How's
in
your
a British
accent?
It's all right, mate. I mean, you know, it's different. There's some. It's like you got the sort of slangy Londony one,
Cockney.
and then, or you
I
can
do
do you can
the
do like
Adele
the very prim proper.
Oh, I like that.
A little older.
Yeah.
That.
Oh.
So I could do it, or I could have,
like
but
Percy from Harry Potter.
Harry
You know?
Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry.
Stupid.
Harry.
Stupid.
But I like Adele. She talked like this.
Yeah, that's more so like
Scottish.
yeah.
It's almost Scottish, yeah. I know that Linkin Park was a huge life changer for you, just as a band.
Very much so.
Is that why, or do you feel like that's why you find yourself at the intersection of rock and rap now?
I think they're easily a huge factor in that. They were, I mean, they still are probably my favorite band of all time. And I was just really big into nu metal type shit when that was a thing, like Limp Bizkit and Korn and
Yeah.
like all that sort of the mix of rock and rap, because I liked both a lot, and I kind of didn't have the knowledge about hip hop at the time when I was a kid. Like my parents didn't listen to it, didn't want me to listen to like,
Yeah.
so I didn't know anything about like Wu-Tang Clan or DMX or anything until Limp Bizkit did the fucking Urban Assault remix of Rollin' with DMX and Method Man and Redman. And that was like my introduction. That's part of the reason why Method and DMX are like two of my favorite rappers of all time, easily. But I think that I was in high school, I was a lead singer of a pop punk like hardcore band, and I was still like writing raps and like putting raps on like MySpace music and stuff where no one could find it type shit. But I think it was just an inevitability that I kind of eventually mixed the two, especially from the influence of like listening to that music as I was growing up. So it sort of was just an obvious progression of my musical endeavors to become something like that.
I love the vantage point of like, I feel like a lot of kids growing up who listen to mostly rap, they thought it wasn't cool to listen to Linkin Park until Jay-Z did that.
Yeah,
thing.
the
Or, like,
Encore remix came out, and that was like it for.
And tons of people, like, I feel like had that. They were like, rap is cool, rock isn't so cool. And then when rappers would like accept rock into something, that's how they would find it. But I like the opposite of like a rock fan growing up, then like them collaborating with rappers is how they came to find rap cool. 'Cause that's kind of how I was a big rock fan growing up and then grew to love hip hop. But like, you know, it was different growing up. They felt so separate. And now it's like, I don't even know
And it
what's
was
what
like
anymore.
the, you know, like the rap kids or the rock kids, like whatever you like you're in that group. You're not, you like, there's not a whole lot of people that would cross over that line.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you were just a little older, it would be Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I loved that song too when I was growing up.
It's
That was like the only rap song I was allowed to listen to besides like Rapture by Blondie.
Rick Rubin produced.
Yeah.
Oh, Blondie?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the first song with a rap verse to hit #1?
I believe
on
so.
Billboard?
I believe
Yep.
so.
That's such a cool fact.
And it was a female too, which is even cooler.
Yeah, I think that's the reason I know that is because like when a Cardi B song hit #1, it was like the first female rapper
Somebody
since
brings
Blondie.
up, yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean since Blondie?
Yeah.
You have a huge fan base in Russia, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Привет, спасибо, братан.
Whoa, okay.
That's all I can say in Russian. It means hello, thank you, brother. That's,
Hello, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
That could get you around for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, for a second.
or blat means fuck. Hear that all the
Or
time.
it's
Playing
just an
Counter Strike.
app.
I used to play so much Counter Strike, and that was like blat. Just fucking every time I was
You
playing.
gotta use that as an ad lib
Blah.
for the Russian.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what's the weirdest thing you've seen on your VK fan page?
There's a live stream of me at Isai Morales' old house when he lived in Dayton.
Yeah.
And Turtle
Yeah.
Move, he was doing a live stream, and I guess someone recorded it from Russia and like uploaded it, but it's me in like the closet booth screaming fucking loud as fuck, like doing my screams and stuff, and everybody like, Jess, I think you were there when we did it. Yeah, I was doing almost like a hip hop sort of like trap remix of Hawthorne Heights.
Ohio's for Lovers.
Yeah.
And I felt it. I knew that's what it was going to be. Wow.
And that's on there. That was weird. That's strange. They have like pictures of me from like when I was little. That's kind of like not that weird. I've posted them on my Instagram story and shit before, but the fact that they were watching Turtles live and recorded it and then uploaded it like made it.
There's layers there.
Yeah, lots of layers on that one.
They're trying to find you. That's the thing.
Russians
Gotta
don't
get that
try and
content.
find you.
No, they find
in
you.
Russia,
know where you're at right now. They're like
in
Santa
Russia, they
Claus.
find you.
Yeah.
In Dayton, like, wait, isn't Hawthorne Heights from Dayton?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I always found so interesting is like now with like Jasiah blowing up, a lot of people are like, oh, the first person out of Dayton, and I'm like, I remember
Not
as
really.
a kid, like Devil Wears Prada and Hawthorne Heights are
Even
both
like
from there. So like,
there's several bands in that vein of music that are all from there, and that scene was really big. Like, I mean, I've opened for fucking Attack and shit at the Attic, fucking R.I.P. the Attic.
yeah.
But that was like just, I think, and especially being from Ohio and the song being called Ohio's for Lovers, like everybody fucking loved that song. But then there's also the people that would make fun of me for listening to it because it's like, oh, super emo screamo, you've cut my wrist,
cut my wrist.
you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so
It became like the quintessential emo song, and it wasn't
very much
really
so.
like an emo song,
not
which
really.
is so weird.
But it was also one of the first songs that I ever heard on the radio with like heavy screams, like really heavy screams.
Do you know what's that song? Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Do you remember that song?
They had a different version of it.
Yeah.
The
They
Do
took
You
out-
Feel Like a Man? That song. What's the
It's called. Fall to the ground. I don't remember what it's called.
Face Down?
Face Down.
And they had a different version for the radio with no screams.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
that
was gonna
bothered
say
me
that
so
fact,
much.
yeah.
I
The
was
screaming alone was the offensive part.
Yeah.
Yeah, they censored the screaming. I was
Yeah.
like, what? That makes no sense
Nope,
to
too
me.
loud.
well, I think they probably at the label just knew like this is gonna do way more
better.
numbers. Like
Yeah.
people aren't ready for that kind of shit in their music yet. And so
Rock radio's always been weird, though.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, it's so weird that they, in the 80s and 90s, were putting on all these heavy metal bands on the radio. And then when it came back around, they couldn't do it.
Right.
It was so weird.
Well, I miss the days back even like in the 90s and early 2000s when rappers would do radio edits of their songs, but rather than just cut the words out, they would rewrite the whole fucking
Yeah,
verse and
yeah.
make it like Eminem has 8 different versions of every song off fucking Slim Shady LP or whatever, like just because it's this radio station thought this was okay, but this line isn't, so take that one out or rewrite that one, and instead of just censoring it like they do now and just take the like
Yeah.
Well, I think the point now is that radio plays aren't like the main priority.
true.
You know, so you're not going to put in the time and energy to rewrite a bunch of verses when
Right.
people can stream the explicit ones. Like,
Yeah. I do want to do a video or something where we just find the funniest edits from back then, though, because they were changing words and there was so like I think I'm in love with a dancer will always like go down in history. I'm in love with a
with it. Or the the one I really remember
we're really
is,
getting claimed this time.
Oh yeah.
Black Eyed Peas, the Let's Get Retarded or Let's Get It
Yeah,
Started.
yeah.
And then the Don't Funk With My Heart.
Yeah.
They couldn't
Wow.
they couldn't say that.
They
Don't
really
to
got
change
hit.
it to Mess because it sounded too much like fuck.
Yeah.
And
Wow. Yeah. That radio
Long
is so
history
weird.
of
The radio
Yeah.
is so
like
weird
changing
thing.
the course of songs, like their impact.
I've always wondered if we'll ever get to fully getting rid of censorship. Like, does it really matter if like
It's-
a 5-year-old hears?
it's certainly getting
I
I
don't
think the restrictions are like way lighter than they were a decade ago for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the natural progression of that is eventually people aren't going to be offended by the word fuck. They're not going to care to hear it, or like it won't bother them to be
Right.
like
Yeah.
a uncensored
Yeah.
song in the radio.
Yeah, when you can stumble on like someone getting their head chopped off on Instagram
Yeah.
at like age 6,
Yeah.
people
You're-
are going to be like, they're not going to be shielding their kids' ears anymore.
Right. Like there's a lot worse things that you could accidentally fucking run into than hearing somebody say shit on a song on the
Right.
radio.
Yeah, for sure.
And who knows like how much censorship goes into like, you know, people pursuing other weird shit, you know,
Right.
because it's censored, you know, there might be built up or like pent up energy to like go do some
Well,
weirder
and there's
shit.
always, I think it's just a human nature thing to like when something you're not supposed to know or like you're not allowed or whatever, it just drives you to want to know it more.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
essentially the reason I even really got into like the music I got into is because I wasn't allowed to listen to it.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. All right. Favorite tattoo and least favorite tattoo on your body?
Favorite tattoo? Probably the Cocopelli.
And that's the name of one of your projects, right? Yeah. Cocopelli.
My mom used to call me Cocopelli when I was little too.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like
Was it like what is it actually? Yeah, go ahead.
Cocopelli is a Native American spirit deity, whatever. I don't think they would consider it a god, but of music and fertility. I can't remember exactly like the tribe that was like a really big thing for them. I know it's in like Southwest America, but that was, I don't know, my mom used to just call me Cocopelli and Pelly, and that was like my nickname. So when I got the tattoo, I got it in Brooklyn. I did a show in Brooklyn like 2 years ago, and one of the merch tables was just like a $20 stick and poke. And so I just pulled the picture up and got it stick and poke. It's so well done for a stick and poke too.
It looks nice.
Surprising.
It looks just like a regular tattoo, but done with pointillism. Like really well done. Least favorite tattoo, I have Roman numerals on my collarbone here, and I got it for like $20 in the basement. Like funny that my two like extremes of favorite or least favorite are both $20 tattoos. But
Same price mark.
This one's getting covered up eventually. That one's I'm gonna do like a collarbone piece or something and get rid of it.
Is that the year of your birth or something?
Yeah, just not. It's poorly done. Just doesn't look good, and it was sketchy as fuck. And got it with one of my exes that I can't stand. So I just don't. It's not
bad
like
vibes.
Bad vibes in that tattoo.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I know that like you kind of like you obviously have like an image that a lot of people I feel like are drawn to nowadays. Like the darker imagery is like finding its way into a lot of rap music. Do you yourself in your heart feel closer to like goth culture or like goth imagery or like Midwest like Warped Tour imagery?
It's sort of a mix between the two because I'm not big on like a lot of like Warped Tour stuff was like big, colorful.
Monster flat bills, like
Osiris that wasn't really my thing at all. I love Vans, like that's like every pair of shoes I own are Vans. But I wouldn't even say I'm fully like into the gothic culture either, because that's like a lot more to do, and I've like studied it in ways, but a lot more to do with like the occult and like really
it's deeper than what
than just like wearing all black and listening to some angry or sad angsty music. I think it was just more so like, if anything, like the hardcore culture. And I was also listening to shit like Slipknot and Korn, and that was like all dark imagery and
for
like
sure.
People in masks
Satanic
on stage
vibes.
and fake blood and like painted nails and that shit. Like just in general, it kind of absorbed that, and that was like what I thought was cool. Like Linkin Park always had their hair dyed and like crazy fucking spikes and shit. Like
that Rob Zombie aesthetic.
Yeah, and I listened to like a lot of those like dad rock kind of darker bands like Seether and Papa Roach and shit like that.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was drawn to a lot of that stuff too. Just like mall rock of like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, very much so.
No more tough ones. We're getting into some funny business. But take these still pretty serious.
Yeah, we want serious answers.
Yeah, of course.
Would you rather have ketchup breath, or like every time you laugh, it makes the ketchup fart noise bottle?
Like that's
sound.
My laugh is that
Your
sound.
laugh is
Like,
that
it's like-
sound. Or your breath smells of ketchup.
Always.
Always.
No avoiding it even with gum.
Yeah.
Fart noise.
Yeah, same.
See, like right there, it would be like.
Yeah, no, but that would be so funny. People would laugh with me as I was laughing, and it would just never stop.
That'd be a phenomenon. I've
Yeah.
never heard a laugh anywhere close to a ketchup
I
fart
couldn't even
sound.
do it. I can't smile and make that noise at the same time.
Yeah, you just can't do it. People would be like, is that coming from his mouth? Where is that coming from?
All right. Tougher one. We're getting harder as we go along here. Which pet would you rather have? Donkey from Shrek or Curious George?
Donkey from Shrek. Because he can talk to me and he's funny. Curious George just gets fucking in trouble. I gotta save his ass all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
you're telling me Donkey's not getting into any trouble like in the modern world? Nah. He lived in the swamp.
I think that there's a lot more pros that come with a talking donkey than with a rambunctious.
Sure, he's a professional stand-up
How
champion.
have we not mentioned that he is Eddie Murphy's voice?
Well,
too?
right, that's what I said. He's a
Yeah.
professional stand-up comedian.
And I guess apparently
pleasant
he
voice
knows how to
actor,
make
though.
waffles too. So
I was gonna say mornings are good. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I think that's like easy. Donkey.
You think so?
Yeah, donkey.
I kind of like the idea of Curious George because he can talk, right?
no,
Dude, I heard Little Fake.
not
Curious George
really.
can't
Like
talk?
he makes like one
Like R2D2 noises.
like kind of like one word like they're kind of that just little monkey grunts.
Yeah,
but
okay.
But real quick, I heard Little Fago grew up and they have like his like 12 mini donkeys at his house.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really?
That's crazy.
His brother in high school.
Hell yeah.
Like actual donkeys, like real ones.
Yeah, they're like mini donkeys though.
That's cool.
Because I told him I wanted him to ride one for a music video, and he said they are unrideable.
They're way too small.
Yeah, he said he would crush them.
What do they do? What are they good for then? Are they just
for
They're just farm animals,
pulling
yeah.
small chariots. These fucking baby donkeys walking.
Okay, what's the next one?
Would you rather attend the original Woodstock or the Last Supper?
Woodstock, duh. The Last Supper, they drink my blood and eat my flesh. Fucking weirdos.
You assume you're Jesus.
Fucking weirdos. No.
Weird.
I want a fucking sausage fest. 12 dudes just chilling, like
Fair play.
eating bread.
Yeah.
Rather trip balls for like 4 days and watch
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix play the Star Spangled Banner?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a pretty easy one. Well, wait, it was
It was a national
the
anthem.
original Woodstock burned down or no? Which one burned down? There was like a big
94,
fire. Oh, okay. Wait,
think.
I don't know. What am I, some hippie? I don't know shit about Woodstock. I was 1 year old when 94.
Oh, I thought
What's
you
the
were going to say
original Woodstock?
69.
So I was negative. I don't know.
Negative enough. You weren't even a
So wait a
thought
minute, we
yet.
went to the moon and Woodstock in the same year.
Fucking rad, isn't it?
Well, I don't think. I mean, yeah, sure.
Well,
Depending
I think
on
a
how
lot
you
of
feel
people in
about-
that field went to the proverbial moon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I do
But-
know what you mean.
But I'm just saying, it's crazy that those happen in the same
I
year.
actually met a guy who attended Woodstock the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild.
Was
It
he
like,
fucking burned out?
No, he was in like great shape, big smile on his face. Was like, yeah, I was 10 feet away when Jimi Hendrix played it.
That's sick.
And I was like, good for you, dude. I got goosebumps just like listening to you. It was like talking to a war veteran.
In a way, kind
Yeah.
of same shit.
It's like, man, you guys are dwindling. Fried pickles or fried Oreos?
Fried pickles, always.
Okay, moving on.
Hey, wait, do you follow at Hungry for Fried Pickles on Instagram?
No, I did not know this was a thing.
Oh, that is
been asleep.
That is Patrick's fried pickle
review
review
account.
Instagram account.
That is genius.
It
I'm
has
gonna
like
have to hit
50
that up.
followers, maybe.
That's a
somewhere around
lot for
there.
him too.
Yeah, he was really excited about that.
I'm gonna have to hit that up.
You should, yeah.
Give him
and
51.
to all of our viewers, you get a 20% discount code for following him if you type in the code Hivemind. So
20% from him.
I don't really know what it's for. I don't. He
Some
doesn't sell
fried
anything,
pickles.
but you can follow for free. So
Would you rather be real good at cooking or real good looking?
Real good looking. Somebody will cook for me. If I look good.
True. Would you rather
Wow.
be able to wake up with no alarm, like whenever on command, or fall asleep wherever on
I
command?
pretty much can already do both of those things.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say like something along those
you
lines.
can just wake up like,
I wake up without an alarm every morning at like 8 a.m.
really?
Yeah, my brain is just
impressive.
trained.
That's impressive. You must have like shit to do every day then.
Generally, yeah. And
That's the
also,
key.
I wake up about 8, and that's when I have to take a shit, and that forces me out of bed.
What time do you go to bed?
Facts.
That's a wide
Midnight.
range.
Just like all
Sometimes
over the place.
I'll go to bed at like 8 p.m. because I'm just an old man, but sometimes I'll fucking be up all night for like 2 days and then sleep for a day.
Still always just body clock wake up at 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's the poop.
My body knows
Yeah.
it's time to poop, so it wakes me up.
That's convenient.
and then you stay up.
Yeah.
You never, like,
Well, I have to
hop
get
back
out
in.
of bed to take a shit, unfortunately. So
You don't have one of those.
no.
What are those called? Poop numbers?
Yeah, the poop number.
Yeah.
Just press the button, it opens up in the middle, and you just let her rip.
kind of like are in like
It's got a. There's a
Hey,
built-in.
don't steal that, by the way.
There's
Whatever mattress salesman is watching this and thinks
Already-
he's got a big head.
it's already
don't
trademarked.
want
There's
it.
a bidet built in. It just squirts up after I shit. And it's
Have you ever
perfect.
been to like a retirement home? These are already a thing.
Well-
It's like an advanced bedpan.
I like that.
Genius.
That's a-
Genius idea.
Well, good on whoever invented it.
All right, I know we were talking about one of my favorite shoes of all time earlier, Osiris's. Would you
Oh, yeah.
rather wear those for the rest of your life, never take them off, or have like a very ornate belly button ring, and you have to wear a crop top 3 days of the week?
I already wear crop tops, so probably belly button ring. Especially if we're talking like the fucking marshmallow Osiris, like the neon weird.
Boys.
Yeah, no, I had a pair of Osiris back when they were just regular ass skate shoes, like, and that they were cool. But
So you
no,
go-
no,
you
I'd definitely go a
like-
belly button ring. I don't think it's that out of my character to even fucking have an ornate belly button ring for real.
True.
That's what I said. I would wear the crop top with the belly button ring. Easy.
Yeah.
Osiris is just. It's
Would you rather have a unibrow or wear the Osiris's? You cannot shave the unibrow.
You can't shave it?
No.
So it's either wear Osiris every day for the rest of my life or have a unibrow for every day for the rest of my life. Unibrow. It's
Man, the Osirises are serious.
I'll
Yeah.
go Osiris on that.
Yeah,
no Osiris.
No
No
Osiris.
No.
Isn't that Miley's sister?
Noah.
No Osiris.
Who also did the voice, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the voice of Chihiro in the English dub of Spirited Away. I don't know if you
You're
guys.
right.
What?
You are right.
I believe
Yeah.
that was her.
Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton as the monk.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I have a question to interject here. If you had to name a pop punk band now, what would you name it?
Well, the one I was in was called Girls Go to Jupiter, which I thought was fucking genius.
That is
That's
a
pretty
cool
good.
one.
I like that because then you finish it.
Yeah.
Boys, what do they do?
Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Boys go to Mars to get candy bars or whatever.
Yeah.
That's bars.
Xanax bars. 2019 version.
But then maybe I'd call it Boys Go to Mars. For real.
Oh,
That's good
that'd
too.
be cool. I was saying that I think if you want a cheat code to get to the top, here's like my music industry marketing brain at work. I think that whoever names their songs like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy back in the day will get to the top. Just like stupid, ornate, ridiculous names.
Well,
for
Bones
songs.
did that for a long time, especially with the camel case shit, like no spaces, just
Yeah.
capital letter for the beginning of every word. And honestly, like I really enjoy that. I think it's harder for people to remember the name of the damn song, but
That's the trick.
and people would just call it by the lyric and the hook or whatever
hook,
instead
yeah.
of actually calling it "I write sins, not tragedies." Like it's
Yeah.
a
Well, people
mouthful.
remember that one.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
it's still a mouthful to say. Like every single song name that you have is like this huge long sentence.
4 or 7
Yeah,
words.
Yeah.
But I think like I remember the reason I thought of this was because that Ariana Grande song, "Break Up with Your Boyfriend, I'm Bored." That song went to number 2 like off her release.
You're curious to listen to it. If it's just called like "Break Up,"
Yeah,
you
I
don't,
wouldn't care.
Or "Boyfriend," you're not going to listen to it as quickly as you would "Break Up with Your Boyfriend, I'm Bored."
And it was, like,
then
the
it's like, oh,
second
what's
to-
this song about?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously what it's about, but
It was like the second to last song on her project too, so there was no other reason for it to be like that high other than people being like, I'm
Clicking on
curious. Like, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, man, if somebody just does that, brings that back, like, I really think the clickability of all that stuff, like if Panic at the Disco was doing that now or Fall Out Boy, they like would be charting crazy.
yeah, I think so.
Panic at the Disco still
At least
is, but-
it's an interesting concept there.
Yeah.
I think you might be onto something with that one.
cool. Yeah.
You want to know my pop punk band
What?
name? Reptile Dysfunction.
You'd have to be into like the whole like.
Oh, I'd split
it'd be
my tongue and I'd tattoo
like,
scales all over my face.
yeah, but you'd have to say some dirty shit, like
Yeah.
and not like dirty shit like how they do now, like dirty shit like '90s, like almost like ska, half jam band, pop, whatever, like bare naked ladies sounding band, but then like you're just saying gross shit.
Okay.
Joey and
can do it.
Joey and Killstation and I have a group called Dynal Festination.
Wow.
And if I was ever gonna make like a punk band, like a straight garage punk band,
Yeah.
Seizure Salad.
Oh, that one's good
Oh,
too.
yeah. Seizure salad. I always said little seizures
Little
when
seizures.
I was talking about
That's actually kind of genius too.
Yeah, because I was always like, it's just kind of like, little seizures. That's what the pizza does to you.
Sounds
too.
like a children's movie. little seizures.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Did you see that Blink 182
And Lil
announced
Wayne?
the Lil Wayne tour?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is Tom DeLonge
No,
going
Tom's
to be
not in the band. He's
so
doing
it's like
Angels and Airwaves again.
yeah. So
Which
what's
was a huge commercial success the
yeah,
first time
yeah,
around.
they were fantastic.
Hey, I actually like I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I didn't say like I was kind of an Angels and Airwaves fan.
Sure.
I was
they
into
were
Plus
fine.
44.
Okay, for
way
sure.
more than Angels and Airwaves.
So that's Mark and Mark
Yeah.
and Travis, right? Yeah. And then what was Boxcar Racer? Who was that? That was another.
I think that was
That was another Tom band, wasn't
yeah.
I think
that
that
was
was
bef-
Travis and Tom.
that was
Yeah.
before Blink 182, wasn't it? Or
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't
so
know.
sure.
That was all confusing, all of like back then. But
yeah,
But yeah, no, Tom's not in the band.
because I think wasn't Boxcar Racer and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's how everybody kind of knew them.
yeah. Was that Jerry was a race car driver, or is that a different band that did that song? I don't know. That soundtrack was fucking legendary.
I was Pro Skater 2.
Noob.
Wait, what's on 2? What songs are on 2?
Rage Against the Machine is
Yeah.
on there.
Was the Ramones? Was that or was that 3? Blitzkrieg Bop and like
that was on 3.
3. I had 3.
I liked 3 a lot.
And like Delta Funky Homo Sapien, like gotta wash your way.
Yeah, 3 was the first one with Bam Margera, so that really did it for me. I would
Yeah.
listen to just 96 Quite Bitter Beings. That was the only song I put on the playlist. I was just
Damn. And then I would play in the Only the Airport. That was like the only place
I liked the Canada level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. Like we were talking about how the intersection of rock and rap's like real important for your career, but in the like if you kind of back out and like look at the total zeitgeist, I mean it is happening, but Lil Wayne and Blink-182, like how's this happen right now?
It does seem
I will
like
say,
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I will say that Lil Wayne rock album, like back then, what is it called? Rebirth? Was that what
Prom Queen?
Is that what the album was called?
I think so.
I don't remember, but I just remember I recently listened to it and was like, oh man, this sounds so much like what people are doing now. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like Lil Aaron.
Yeah.
Like it literally sounds like that.
That was the first album that I ever got introduced to Nicki Minaj on too. The
Yeah, and she was
Knockout.
singing.
Yeah, Knockout.
Yeah.
She can like.
She can really
She
sing.
sounded like Paramore on that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it was
wish she would
crazy.
sing more because like
Same.
not that she's a poor lyricist or rapper at all, but she
Yeah.
has a really good singing voice.
Really good
Like,
singing voice,
I think
yeah.
I'd listen to her more if she sang more.
She sang on the Carter 5 and that shit was amazing.
Yeah,
her,
it was.
her vocals were incredible. But like, yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought like when I was listening to it, I was like, man, this really like everybody kind of clowned that album back in the day, but then like now it sounds like what's happening.
Well, it's hard not to clown it when it's Lil Wayne jumping around playing
a
guitar, but he's not
yeah.
really playing it, and it's like you can tell he's not really playing it. And
For sure, for sure.
So is this his shot at redemption? Is
Maybe.
he still trying to prove to
He's
us that
not-
he's
I mean,
a rocker?
I wonder if he'll pick up a guitar on the tour.
Oh, absolutely he will.
Then-
There's no way that he doesn't like hit some sort of guitar solo.
Yeah, then that would be cool. I think
He's already
honestly.
the most influential rapper of this generation, of like for this generation.
Easily one of them.
Easily, like it's like him and like now, like I guess I don't know, like Kid Cudi,
Yeah,
would be like
Kanye,
a lot.
Jay-Z.
Kanye, yeah.
I don't even want to say Drake, but it's impossible to deny that he is influential.
Well,
Like,
yeah, of course. He's like the reason everybody thought it was cool to sing.
Yeah.
and so that led to
and
like
people used to clown him for
everyone
singing too.
else. Yeah,
True.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have him to thank for like introducing us to a lot of worldly music. I feel like that's where
true.
he deserves like his biggest
Yeah.
credit is like
Yeah.
using a wider range of influence than like most people.
When he would reach down a lot into the underground and like McConan and shit. That
Yeah.
was like a lot of that had to do with Drake.
It's kind of like the Madden curse, though. Everybody Drake did a feature for early, like sputtered out or
Yeah.
had something go wrong in their career. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like Block Boy JB, it's like, damn, like everybody was hype, and then it's kind of like
Fizzles
dies
out.
down.
Yeah, but same could be said about like Kanye reaching down, grabbing Designer.
Yeah.
It's true.
It happens.
But
a
that
lot.
happened once. I mean, Kanye's
Right.
reached
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of other people, like, you know.
Yeah, I just think if you get like noticed maybe too early on, it leaves you with like no time to grow into your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're on this platform and you're with like associated with this and this sound, and that's what this person likes. So some more of that, please.
Yeah.
But I've known people, like, they say that people early on have, like, turned down Drake verses or whatever, and those people have been really, like, successful. Like, Kodak Black turned down,
Yeah.
notoriously, like, at the beginning of his career, turned down a Drake thing. And, like, I don't know, he's about to hop on the Megan Thee Stallion song, apparently.
He looks like Lisa from The Simpsons now.
Yeah, Kodak does.
He
Yeah.
bleached his hair, and it's
I
like
know.
this fucking Lisa Simpson spikes.
He looks ridiculous.
He's
dude.
always like, remember when he had that fucking turd hang off the back of his
Yes.
head?
I like that.
That was fucking weird.
That was cool.
It's like a ponytail dread with no other hair. Just
Nothing
looked
else.
like just a turd that somebody right on the back of his head.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, I think the whole Drake thing is really weird. That's all I'll say. It's like, I feel like he's...
Are you turning down a Drake feature if he
Oh,
offers
yeah,
you one
that's a good
tomorrow?
I don't know if necessarily my music would make any sense with a Drake feature.
What if he's ready to like scream with you?
If I got a screaming Drake feat, I think I might let the curse happen just for the sake of getting Drake to scream on a song.
Man up, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, see if you can do it, bro.
If Drake listens to enough Uzi, I think that we'll get there. You know what I mean?
Maybe eventually. I just remember.
Let's hope not. Let's
that-
leave it to the professionals.
I just remember how weird it was when, or not weird, I guess I was stoked on it when people started doing the, what was the name of the song? Like, I'm about to empty out the ATM. What was the name of that song? When people started like rapping in that like almost musical, but like it was like a hype, like
falsetto.
hype.
Okay.
It was like a hype voice. Like,
Okay.
I'm about to empty out the, like that.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
voice was. I was like, oh fuck, finally, this is not just some like
We're breaking out
bars
of the monotone.
shit. Like, I just want to hear something that makes me excited.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like, I mean, J. Cole did that on the one thing too that I remember being like, whoa, this is as far as you can get from rock music, like in rap. Like J. Cole's just like lyrical miracle.
Yeah.
And he was doing all that like really high, like it was like almost like it almost reminded me of like group vocals from pop punk. Like,
Yeah, bro, gang vocals. I need to bring gang vocals back. You heard it here first. If somebody starts doing gang vocals in their shit before I do, they heard it here first, and that's why they're doing it.
Yeah,
it's my idea, and I'm doing it.
Yeah. Well, the pop punk bands are all about to start doing like their rap projects. So
Absolutely.
this
Yeah,
will be kind
I'm
of
sure.
like your, you can hop on that first if you'd like to.
I will definitely be doing that.
Cool. All right, I think we've exhausted it. I think that's it. You know what I mean?
We could turn it into like a 4-hour set and just keep talking on everything.
We should do the Joe Rogan thing or
The
whatever.
podcast
This really
type
is
shit.
a podcast. This
Yeah.
one was very podcasty, but
Next time we'll
smoke.
smoke DMT and like sit in a tent.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, actually, I do have one fact to tell you. Within 3 weeks of death, if you give someone psilocybin, they find closure. It's been statistically proven.
Within 3 weeks of death, like 3 weeks before they die.
I don't know. Joe
Or-
Rogan said it. I just like to repeat what he says. You
So
know
wait,
what I
is
mean?
this post-mortem or like
No,
Bro,
like,
pre.
how you know you're gonna die in 3 weeks?
well, like if you're terminally ill,
Oh,
Yeah.
and
And they
people
give you
who are like
psilocybin.
really anxious and stressed out about it, they'll send them on a guided shroom trip, and then they're like,
caps.
"Oh, life makes sense. I'm all right with dying."
I mean, I don't like shrooms, but if that was
That's
the
why I did
case, I would
shrooms.
probably be
Dude,
okay with it. If
I can't
I'm
wait.
gonna die anyway, then fuck, you might as
Right.
well like.
Yeah, I can't
Trip.
wait till 2045 when you can get like a psilocybin milkshake at 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? Like, just like
I'm a little stressed. I need a few caps.
that's like the Netherlands. I think they're doing that over there.
Yeah.
All right, we have a gift for you. We ran out of hoodies,
Oh,
so we got you
boy.
a shirt. Here
Oh
you go.
boy, you
what we
guys are
get-
so nice.
Yeah, of course. We had to get you something, you know.
Fresh long sleeve.
Here you go.
That's lit.
Hell yeah.
Lit.
RiverKinn, thank you for doing the interview.
Hey, thank you for having me, guys.
Everybody
it was a
go
pleasure.
check out RiverKinn. His album is most likely out or soon to be out. The Mansion in My Nightmare. Go follow him on Instagram. It's on the screen. Follow him on Twitter. Go run up his Spotify numbers.
Don't follow me home.
Yeah, say the Russian thing again.
Privet, bratan. Spasibo.
Bitches.
All right, this has been Hivemind. Thanks for watching. Follow us. We got links in the description. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
I sit alone inside my hotel. Inside my... Don't hear a sound in my room. Don't hear a sound. Turn off the lights and lay awake in the dark. Just waiting to hear from you. Waiting.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was like best performance yet.
Yeah,
Thank
I think
you.
so. I
Thank
think it
you.
was good.